feel like you're just like one of those English people that are just like a little less royalty.
What less inbred?
Yes.
Nice. I'll take that. That's like a win for me.
Yeah.
I need my water bottle before.
You can get a master's in something and become, or a PhD in something, become a doctor, but never really actually do a lot of doctoring.
Yeah, but you're still a master.
Yeah, but I feel like
That's
you can
like
become
being
you can become a master
master.
you can become a master of a skill within like hiding.
What do you mean?
Like, for example, this is just an hypothesis. If someone was to go out into the woods and just be making music for 30 years and then like comes back
Yeah.
and plays it once and everyone's like, that person's a master.
Yeah.
But they've only had one song out and it's not that big, but you could tell that person's a master.
Yeah.
So someone could be a master of an art but still not be in the limelight or have to be
No.
successful.
You just like they are in the limelight. Are they a master if no one knows?
You can still be a master if no one knows. If you've mastered something, you can be a master of it.
Yeah. Okay. So then
I think it just takes hours. So that's why I'm saying, how many like podcasts would you say?
if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound?
Yes.
Does it though?
Huh?
If a tree falls in the woods, you hear it. No one hears it. Does it make a sound?
What? It makes a sound for sure, dude. It definitely. That to me sounds like a sound, bro.
But no one's there. No one hears it.
Animals?
But they can't hear things.
Okay, we're out of this conversation. See, your point was made and your point was invalid.
No, that's a saying.
It's a saying. I
yeah.
get it. It's basically saying like something happens far
If
away. If something happens far away, did it happen?
No, if you don't see or hear something, does it really happen?
Yes, it does.
No, but I mean like
Things still occur when.
No,
that's
but
called sonder. You know,
yeah, no,
when
but it's
you
also
realize that other people have other lives other than you.
Yeah, but like if it doesn't involve you, does it really matter?
To your reality, possibly not, but also possibly yes, because like for example, you weren't there when fucking some scientist can't. You weren't there exactly when Elon bought Twitter, but him buying Twitter is going to change something big.
I think that's different because you see the effects, you see it.
So.
But
you weren't there in the moment when he did it. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're basically saying.
No, because I see the impact. So him buying Twitter, I see it. I don't see a tree fall over in any I don't see it at all.
Okay.
Right.
But
at least Elon, I see it because I see the tweet.
Well, not even the tweet, but like okay.
So that's a part of the fall.
Something that you might
part of the crash.
What if someone like invents anything? That's what I'm saying. Like
I see it. I see the impact. The crash. I see the crash. I see the crash.
Yeah.
I see the crash.
Yeah.
So I see it.
Not the situation, just the crash. Like the consequence of what the situation was.
No, I see that's part. No, but if you relate that to a tree falling over and crashing and making that noise, that's the crash part of it.
I understand.
So I do see it. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Another thing other than you that annoys me is how people like highlight their books that they buy, and then they post like these book quotes, you know, like usually people post book quotes and like it'll be a verse that would be like, this is so me, or like, this is beautiful, right? And that's cool and all, a lot of people sharing knowledge, like I respect that.
Yeah.
It just really fucking bugs me when they ruin their own books by highlighting them.
Oh, okay, that doesn't bug me at all.
That bugs me for some reason. That really eats away at me. It's like, I feel like you're ruining something.
That's someone's property that they're...
Right, they're ruining. Because sometimes...
Why are they ruining it?
Okay, for example,
Why is that ruining it? They might... In fact, it makes it easier if they want to go read that one section.
Right. But this is why I'm going to say the rebuttal to that is, you know how sometimes you listen to a song and you'll like specific lyrics from it?
Yeah.
And then eventually after a few months of listening to it, you don't really care for those lyrics anymore. You like these other new lyrics in it?
Not really.
Okay, well,
I tend to normally like...
That just happens to me then, I guess.
No, I won't never not like the lyrics anymore.
No, but it doesn't have the same impact as the new ones now.
No, I think they have stronger impact.
Okay, well, I don't know, for me it's...
Because they build over time. Like my favourite lyrics, like some of my favourite lyrics in a song, even from songs like from years ago, will still be my favourite parts on lyrics of that song.
Okay. Well, for me, I sometimes listen back to that song and realize there's another part that I'd kind of been missing out because I've been just like.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean
the part go.
But that doesn't mean that the other part still isn't good and still isn't the
No,
best
I'm not
part.
saying it's not good, but now you've prioritized something, another part.
I don't prioritize any part.
Sorry.
So how does that make any sense towards this person doing this shit in this book?
I just know. I think it's just the defamation of your property. I don't know. I don't like even when as a kid, when like someone would draw something new on their dolls or something.
Yeah.
I just feel like it make me irk.
So you like clean cut shit.
Yeah,
like
I like my shit like
you like it
prime,
yeah,
and my books are my books. Like I don't write anything in them. Like
Yeah.
I even hate like people be like to Mary or whatever.
I get what you mean in terms of like I like because it's like kind of like a presentation thing sort of.
Right.
Yeah, which I get. Right. I'm not like that anal about it, but I do get it. Like if I had nice things, I'd be like that.
Right.
Like if I had if I had certain things I really like.
It's like if you got a vinyl, right, and then you started drawing on the vinyl, it's like you just ruined the vinyl art.
Yeah, but like at the same time, see, like you can see the opposite where like if someone's an artist.
Okay, yeah,
and they're really good.
Yeah, but what if someone's not an artist? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's more so the case more of the time.
What if he's trying to become an artist?
Well, do it somewhere else. You know, like fucking
buy
a canvas.
Where's the tattoo artist practice?
Drawing on books first.
But is that the same as tattooing?
Oh yeah, because you're still drawing, and then you obviously practice more with the needle eventually.
Yeah, but where?
Like you'd go to probably like a tattoo shop, and then like they'd let you do customers that like are like down for whatever.
That's got to be a rare person, though, right? Surely.
You probably wouldn't get a job
unless
they
free
saw
tattoos.
that
Do you do free tattoos? Free tattoos.
I'm guessing you'd have to show like a catalog of shit that you can draw well, because.
Well, you wouldn't trust someone.
Not moving much,
you wouldn't
you
trust.
Could do well on their like arm.
You wouldn't trust someone if you just went up to someone and it's like, yeah, man, like how many people you tattooed? And he's like, no one yet, but like look at my book of drawings. And they're the sickest drawings ever, like amazing drawings. Would you still trust them?
Bro, I don't trust people that I know it's tattooing. You know what I mean? Like I've not gotten one tattoo, so like, do you like to me like nah, no way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like,
But you can't use me as you have to ask someone that's got a few tattoos and that's like down. You know, there's some people that are loose for like, you know, like, oh, I got drunk at a party and my friend like fucking poked, you know, the poking tattoos.
I mean, to be fair,
if I could do the smiley on my ass, you know what I mean? Like dumb shit like that.
Depending on that, like I'm okay. I wouldn't care if I had a smiley on my ass.
You get a smiley on your ass?
Yeah, sure, why not? Like, that wouldn't matter to me.
What would be the most outrageous thing you'd get above your ass? Like here, like a trans.
I'd get anything. I don't mind. I would get it. Like
if I like a fish.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Like if it was like, like a koi fish. If it was like a koi fish, I'd do that.
Oh,
like
just
one of those
like
Japanese
those
ones.
Japanese chicks that have on their backs.
Yeah. No, I mean the Japanese tattoos are huge.
Yeah,
those type of koi fishes.
Yeah.
We have a huge Japanese artist in Perth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Pinto, I think his name is. Shout out to him, I guess, if he sees this ever. I know he won't.
Sure.
But like he's a Perth artist that does Japanese things. I think he does pretty much a lot of Perth's Japanese ones.
Oh, okay.
Because they do that. He does crazy like koi things like all over your like back and shit. So like Japanese style. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I get a koi fish. But like I'll get a tattoo anywhere, really. Except now on my chest, because fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
I'm very methodical when what I'm gonna get, and it has to be symmetrical in some sense.
It's never gonna be symmetrical.
Well, not exactly symmetrical, but like on the right places. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? So you just
like if I get one here, I get one here.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
Why?
Because the symmetry that makes, in my opinion, symmetry is like
they're all symbolic in a way. And
I think
I'm gonna have actual symmetrical ones where it's gonna be two little wings and the back wings that are.
I think symmetry is a bit corny.
I think you're corny, but that's okay. I still hang out with you.
Yeah, that's fine, but I just think it looks a bit.
Symmetry is not corny when you have.
I like individuals.
Have you been personally diagnosed with OCD?
No.
Exactly.
It's got nothing to, but also the fact is it will never ever be symmetrical. Mainly because your body's actually the main thing, because your body, you especially you, because you're just like, you know,
the baddest kind.
Yeah, and you just don't take care of yourself at all.
Right.
So you'll have one shoulder that's bigger than the other, and you'll have one back bit that's bigger than the other back bit, and it's just your whole body. You're like, there's no chance you'd have the perfectly sculptured body like a body.
I'm not talking about fucking bodies. I'm just talking about having the.
It's not going to be symmetrical then. It's not going to be symmetrical though.
It doesn't have to be fully symmetrical. Just in some like that's what all I'm saying is if I've got one here, one's got to be here.
That's crazy. I hate that. Yeah, I hate every part of that. That's
Oi,
this corner.
Oi. Welcome to my club of haters.
That's
There is
right.
a big line outside. If you'd like
Honestly,
to join.
like 3 people maybe. Actually, less. I don't think many people hate you.
Possibly, who knows?
I don't think. Who?
I'm loved at work.
Call out your haters right now.
Jack.
Yeah, me. There's me. Yeah, like that's the only person. Because you're universally liked. That one guy that called us Gronks.
Gronks. Okay,
Yeah,
that guy. The guy that
that
said we had punchable faces. Who else hates me? That chick that said what we said irks.
Ix.
Ix. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one. Who else hates us?
Have you got any ideas for tattoos apart from the wings? Is the wings the only thing you want?
No, I've got heaps of ideas.
Yeah. Okay. And they're all going to be symmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think I have about 8, 9 ideas.
Yeah. Okay. What's your first one you're getting?
I don't know if I can't really reveal it on here because then it would ruin the surprise.
What surprise is there?
It's a surprise. It's a surprise to someone special to me.
Are they going to watch this? No?
Yeah, I just don't want it to come out.
Yeah. Okay. No.
You know,
fair
just
enough,
in
fair enough.
case, just
Yeah,
in
fair
case, because the people in my family that might see it have a blabbering mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. And
Right.
if it's one little thing gets out, it's
Right. Yeah, and then it's like, oh,
No, I
well,
respect
ruin
that.
the
I
surprise.
respect that. But
Right, the
where's
next-
it going on the body? Do you know?
Right here.
Oh yeah. Don't get it in the middle. Just
No.
yeah. Just don't because it
Okay.
fucking hurts.
Okay.
It fucking hurts.
It's
That's the worst. Like, just don't get anything there.
Yeah.
And it's just
along there. Yeah.
like along this.
Nah, I'm gonna get a snake in between my tits.
Because like the chicks that get the under boob one, like that
Oh,
would
yum.
hurt. I can't imagine
Yeah.
how much that would hurt. Like
Oh,
just
but
right there.
you know what? It probably doesn't hurt them. You know why? Because hoes don't get cold, and hoes probably don't feel pain. You know
Hose
that?
definitely don't
Hoes
feel
don't
much
feel
pain.
pain.
Hose.
I feel like hoes don't feel pain.
That's the
I feel
hose
like that's why
superpower.
plenty of hoes like being choked and like slapped and shit.
It's the hose
It's like
superpower.
they don't feel pain, so in order for them to feel some pain, they're like. Just do
You
it.
ever be
You know what I
with like? Have you ever been with like a girl that's like, who's like quite nice and like just kind of a bit like dainty in a way,
mean?
and then like in bed she's like a complete
Yeah, like a
opposite.
switch. Yeah.
Like it's
Because you could see that's where they
express themselves.
express themselves. Yeah.
That's
Body
what-
artists,
Yeah.
remember?
No, but like that's not a body artist though.
No,
Body
it's
artists are
not.
sex workers.
I-
But like,
Whoa, bro! Body artists are body artists.
well, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but you know.
But we just don't.
change.
We don't know. We don't give negative connotations
Yeah,
towards sex
to
workers.
things. Yeah.
So when we say sex workers,
What
I said Indian for a second. Sex workers. Anyway, like, yeah. Have you ever been one of them girls that are just like, they're absolutely like, they're like innocent until this like you even get like your first step in the bedroom with them, and all of a sudden they turn into like a demon, like a nun.
Yeah.
You know, for some reason I feel like nuns are always going to be the friskiest, sexiest ones for some reason.
Well,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
because like you'd feel like if she finally gave into her desire,
Yeah, she turned
and
into like
you
a
were the
freak.
one to give her that,
Yeah, she'd be
she'd
just,
fucking be like.
maybe that's
her,
just
her head turns like the Exorcist, like.
maybe that's just like porn though. That's like gave me
Maybe
that
yeah,
idea.
maybe she wouldn't. Maybe she'd be like. Eh.
Maybe nuns are actually just like the worst people to have sex with.
Well, probably because they're probably not willing, so they'd be right.
Statistically speaking, they're probably the worst people to have sex with.
Yeah,
Right.
and statistically, they'd be cheating on God, so like you can't do that.
Yeah, that's
You can't cheat on baby Jesus.
you can't. Welcome back to episode 78.
Oh shit! Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. One thing I wanted to talk about, which kind of has to do with books as well, was
Whoa,
I've been sharing books recently, like
Oh.
giving people books to
that's
read,
so cute.
and I've done it to 2 people so far, and
I've been doing this thing, man. Like,
all
and
I
it's
can
like,
say is through my like what would I call it, mentorship. You know, like I've helped. You know.
didn't you give one book like literally last night?
Yeah.
So how do you know?
I know it's gonna help because it helped the previous person.
Yeah, but that's just one person. So you
Yeah,
don't
but
actually know.
this is gonna be the second person. You know why? Because the positivity that she also gained from it was.
What was the first book you gave out?
Same book? I'm not gonna give a fucking big hard book to people that don't usually read. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, hey, read fucking Jordan Peterson, cunt.
That's not that hard of a book though to read.
No, but it's a big book. And everyone gets scared when they look at big books and go, oh, I'm fucking reading that.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
it's a small book and it's colourful and it's got highlighted lines. See? You don't have to highlight the Rust book because it's already got highlighted
I think the
shit.
Rust book's like, yeah, I guess it's like...
It's a
not
very
that deep.
simple,
Yeah.
like, motivational kind of thing which will lead you on the right track. And the main idea behind it is just, like, get out of your own head.
Yeah. I think self-help books are kind of like... I don't know. I just don't really read them anymore, I guess. But, like... Because I went through that kind of where I read quite a few of them. And now it's kind of like I kind of know them. Yeah, I know what they're going to say.
Right.
So it's kind of like...
I read different types. Like, I've read that, but I've read...
But they
like,
all have the same message. It's all the same stuff.
somewhat, but there's different types. There's ones that are more scientific. There's ones that are more specific on, like, specific areas.
Yeah, I don't mind area-specific things, like, in particular. But, like, the general just, like...
Self-help, like, or help yourself, or, like,
Yeah,
legitimate
like
books that are called
rules,
like that.
like things with rules. So, like...
Well, you know what? If you don't fucking follow Jordan Peterson's rules, what are you at the end of the day, dickhead?
Well-structured man.
You.
Yeah.
Which is nothing to be proud of.
I think it's a lot to be proud of.
No, you do.
I'm
You should
great.
be proud of yourself.
I am very proud of myself.
Yeah, bro.
I don't need Jordan Peterson to tell me otherwise. Fuck Jordan, bro. I'm gonna be one of those haters.
You know what?
I'm gonna start beef with Jordan
maybe,
Peterson.
Maybe
Fuck
it's
this
just
guy.
like what it is. I feel like it's you just trying to push away a father figure that's healthy for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why I
definitely.
actually had a question that I also wanted to mention in this podcast.
I do still like JP.
This
by the
is
way.
where this is where the podcast takes a bit of more of a serious twist.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
dun dun dun.
So the question
Dun
is,
dun
to
dun
be
dun
exact,
dun.
how has not having a proper father figure
Yeah.
affected you in your life? You could say in the positive and the negative.
Well, like for me, I think it's more so for me. It's like it's only been since I was 16, 17,
Okay.
right? Because before then, I still did have a father figure.
Right.
So
But
like,
still in some in.
do you
it's
mean
been a
having
while.
Do you mean having a lousy father figure in that period, or do you mean not having it since 16, 17?
Let's just say having an absent father.
What like? But I still didn't have an absent father.
No. Absent can also mean just like not really like paying much attention. Like absent-minded. You know when you're...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
absent,
Well.
you're really
Well.
paying
Okay. So to give more information in my case, mine wasn't really. He wasn't absent. He was there.
Yeah.
It was more so just emotionally, which is probably the
still
biggest
absent.
thing. Yeah. That's what I'm giving context to
Yeah,
why,
yeah,
like
yeah.
behind what my
Yeah.
reasoning will be and
Right.
why it is this way.
Yeah.
I think so. My way it affected me was when he first then left. I was probably the most emotionless I've been
Yeah,
for
you
like
just shut off.
probably a good 3 years, 4 years maybe.
Yeah.
So from like 17 to like 21, I was
Yeah.
pretty like emotionless,
Yeah.
and like I pretty much just went into that kind of like that avenue of being like him in that way, or I just pushed away everything and focused on
Yeah,
me.
you just... Yeah.
I made it positive. I turned it onto me and just let myself be in this bubble.
Right.
But it was still if I did it forever, it'd be negative.
Right.
Because I would just turn up being him.
Right.
So I channeled it well and just to help myself and give myself like a good little area.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, it kind of just if because of the way I was thinking, or at least the people I was watching when I was just by myself. Like I at least got a lot of myself. I took a lot of notes to self-reflect a lot.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the only, at least when I was being emotionless, I could tell I was being.
Right.
So then
You were
eventually,
aware.
I was aware of it. I knew what I was
So
doing.
you
I
could
knew.
change it rather than
Yeah,
being
and
like
then-
subconscious and you just...
Yeah, and initially I definitely didn't know that it was harmful in the long run because I wouldn't have done it probably earlier. If I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
harmful long term,
Yeah.
I would have been like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that, and it can be seen as a gift or a blessing in
Yeah.
a certain way. But so the longer, at least being self-reflecting, obviously I realised what I was doing wrong, the things I was falling into, and kept correcting myself. And I still am. I'm still not perfect. So it's like I think it was just that really. So it was just becoming emotionless for a period. That's how it affected me, which again was the most like him for a period. So that's what I would say.
Okay. For me, to give context first, my dad wasn't around from like the age of 3 months. Then in some sense, you could say he was around because he was around in the area, and I would sometimes see him, but he would just kind of ignore me in some sense. So
When did you move to Australia?
when I was 9.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So from 3 months till 9, I had times when I had somewhat seen him, but eventually he moved to a different town as well. So I wouldn't have, after later on years of before I moved to Australia, I didn't really see him at all.
Yeah.
So for me, there was no relationship. So there was never like it was almost like my dad didn't really kind of, I guess, even exist in my world.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me, I wasn't aware that it affected me until later on in years when it showed up in my relationships, and just self-reflecting I did after everything. I mostly found that it really kind of just gave me a chip on my shoulder, which I don't think is a negative thing. I think it like gave me some sort of like internal drive to things. I was like, I never want to be like that, first of all. And then the second one was just like, I'm guessing a subconscious one was like, I just got to do better than him. Like, I just got to like, you know, I got to prove to him, like, you know, I got to shine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Later
Later
on in the years, I turned into
chips on shoulders aren't negative if you channel it. No, it's just energy, like you're channeling somewhere.
And like I said, I use it as drive and ambition. But yeah, like I don't really like. I feel like the negatives that affected me. I guess there was some abandonment issues in terms of like when I have relationships, not just like romantic ones, but like with friends as well. Sometimes I feel like I stay too long. When I should.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
You hope too long that it's not gonna.
That's so like even when it's going to when I'm let's say I'm in a relationship or a friendship and I'm aware it's going to shit, or it's like this isn't the same shit anymore.
Yeah. Or it's
rather
not good
than
for
just
you,
it's not good for me. Rather than leaving, I stay and I just kind of go like, oh, you know, like I always go like, oh, they're good to me. They're good to me in some ways. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I always try to think of that, and that kind of is probably the only real negative. But even that's not too bad. It's fixable through experience, you know.
Yeah. It's like it's interesting like how many traits how many like unconscious traits you pick up when you like in your case where it's like 3 months. Obviously, like the form like you take so much of your like unconscious decisions reflect the person you were from ages 0 to 4. So those 4 years, and people don't like the first 4 years of your life are like the most crazy 4 years, and like develop you the most out of any years ever.
Yeah.
And like those the unconscious things that happen to you, like just literally just being in a family with no dad, would have affected you in a way that you won't think about. And then it will come up in a situation where like you might be in a relationship where it's a foreign like setting. Right. Something you're not in all the time, and so it's a bit new, and then you're like, oh, you catch yourself doing something because you're in a new situation, and this is how your impulse reaction has been, and you're like, oh shit, this is what's happened, and that's because of like a thing that you haven't even thought about ever, and it's just like that's when your unconscious like comes out the most, is when you're in the wild and being like, this is something new, or a new person, or a new setting, new surroundings. You like go back to like your instincts, which is your first 4 years. People's instincts is interesting,
and once you're more aware of them, you can train them a little bit better, or even just kind of, not even when you train it, but if you act on it, you just kind of, you can learn to just suppress that feeling. And not suppress, I guess even suppressing is bad, because once you suppress something, it feels like it will just come back.
It depends how you act with it, because like, I find
to release it, I guess.
I find it interesting watching people in different ways. So like I like trying to find people's nervous tick. So for most people, it's biting their nails. Most people, like you can tell if someone's biting their nails, chances are they're nervous about something. Chances are it's rarely anything else.
Or fidgeting.
Flicking things. Generally, there's a little bit something about that. That's one thing. And I was going to say something else, and now I completely forgot. Oh yeah. So how someone reacts in like a situation that's like a bit weird. Like so, if something like some random event at the shopping centre is happening, you know, and like it's all out of nowhere, how someone reacts to that, it intrigues me. So like if someone's like forefront, like in the situation, wants to fix it, someone's like backing off, someone like, you know, someone's probably recording it nowadays, like how people react to those things, I like looking at that as well, because I think it tells a lot about your like unconscious like reaction to things.
Yeah.
It's just like how you actually are as a person.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So but yeah, nervous ticks are strange because I realized mine was biting my nails. So like, and then I was just like, I've got to stop that then. And then it's just like, then I did. So which is
mine was I felt mine was like scratching the inside of my palms and like sometimes eating the inside of my like.
Yeah.
But I've kind of gotten over the inside of my palms now sometimes, but like that just kind of like sometimes just sweat and it gets itchy.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing to have. Well, I mean, you have to have one. Everyone has one.
Right,
It's like
yeah.
it's always going to be something. So it's just you probably want it to be like a less obvious
Yeah,
thing.
because me doing this is way better than me fucking going like that.
Yeah. Because
I'm glad I don't bite my nails because then it would like fuck with them.
Oh yeah, and it's not good for you. People just don't bite your nails. It's just not very good for you.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
I've got more serious questions.
Damn, yeah.
More serious questions.
The daddy issues hour.
Okay. Being vulnerable in your life, what's the good balance? And
Being vulnerable. What do you mean? What's the
vulnerable
balance
in your life?
being
Yeah.
balanced?
And what's a good balance? And I mean that in our context of a podcast as well.
What do you mean?
Like, how much
am I vulnerable on the podcast?
Yes, exactly. Not how much of you you're showing, but how much of you you're telling. So, for example, obviously we keep our dresses away and shit. Like that's just logical shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's not honestly.
Vulnerability, as in like.
That's not though. That isn't due to anything other than like not wanting someone to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not actually me. Like if it was possible that people still could stay the same distance away from my house, and they know, I wouldn't care about telling someone. It's just like it's more so of the fact of like the logistics of it.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not. There's no vulnerability there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And
like
that's what I'm saying. It's a different type of vulnerability. I mean.
It's like
personal vulnerability.
The type of vulnerability that I just don't want to catch hands. Every
come
morning.
to this fucking address and you see me. Let's see if I got a punchable fucking face.
I give out my address because I'm not vulnerable and I want to beat the fuck out of every single one of you.
I've got a fucking mullet now. You can't hold me back anymore.
So what's the right balance in vulnerability
like,
in life and on the podcast? Is what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying in our context, so our life and our podcast, because like eventually we'll get to a point where this podcast is watched by a lot of people, and it will get to a point where some people maybe you're in a relationship and you can't really talk about exactly everything in the relationship, or just random personal things that you're going through, like, you know what I mean? Like,
so personally,
how vulnerable can you be? Like,
personally, I would like to be as vulnerable as I am to anybody on the podcast at all times. Yeah. I won't be until I am like in a position where I don't have to worry about consequences of things. Right. So, and I will be completely honest about everything. I think I would be. I think I'm capable of that kind of thing. Yeah. But and I know most people aren't, so that's pretty okay. But I think I would be, because I don't see the way I think about things, how it will negatively affect me personally. Because the way I live my life is be open, be honest with everyone, and just tell people things, because it's either going to come. People find out. Yeah. You know, people will find out things about me.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like be the first person to tell, and you'll be fine. So like I think that, and normally I'll be alright.
But you know how people say, like, you know, when you speak something out, people might put bad energies towards that. Like, even like vulnerabilities in terms of, let's say, an example, like, let's say we've got something in we've got something in the works coming up, let's say, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to put in a lot of work, and it's a little like left field to what we normally do. Yeah. And do we announce it as we're making it, or do we announce it only after it's made?
For me,
you know
like,
that's that kind of vulnerability. Like,
for me, that isn't though. That like that's not me being vulnerable in any sort of way. Like, me keeping that isn't like I'm not going to tell people like secrets I'm doing. Right. Like, in terms of like, if I'm going to if I'm building a rocket ship, I'm not telling people until it's built. Yeah. You know, unless it's like, you know, like, really, so but that's not, I don't find that being any vulnerability. Yeah. I mean, more so in terms of me as a human being, I would rather everything be out there just so everyone can know everything. Yeah. And then they're not like, oh, it turns out you did this when you were 23 and you were doing that podcast. What happened there? Why were you doing this behind the scenes? Like, well,
that's the point of the podcast, and how vulnerable you are in this is like, people will know a lot of things about us, and people can like deep fake.
People
us
already
well.
can.
But people can deep fake us. You know what I mean? Like, use our voices and change shit and like make us say shit.
But people could do that anyway from us if they wanted to anyway.
Right.
They will. They will be able to do that.
Right. We'll get to a point where everyone can be accessible in that way. But I don't know. I just feel like I was just thinking about that. I was like, because like, you know how people sometimes when they get to a specific level in anything, they start being less open about a lot of shit because they start having fears of kind of like, fuck, like I should protect this. Like you know how there's that Tyler line. He goes, everyone I loved, everyone I cared for had to be loved in the shadows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't want like, you know what I mean? Like if let's say your girlfriend is someone that like doesn't want to be put in the limelight whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but you are going places with her and you might get for it. Like how, what's, you know what I mean? Like there's levels things like, it's like you get to a point where it's like, do you really want them to see your family? Like who your family is, how they look? You know what I mean? Like
that's their decisions. Not me.
Yeah, somewhat, but still, you know what I mean? Like there's a level of like, you don't really ever see J. Cole's kids. Like if you really, really look, you'll fucking see it. But you know what I mean? Like he keeps his kids and his wife out of the...
I'd keep my kids, I'd argue, is my choice. But like my family, like once they're old enough to make a conscious decision, it's their choice.
Yeah, but don't you feel like it's still a kind of... Yeah, but I don't know. It just feels like... I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too deeply into it.
I think like if my mum, for an example, didn't want anything to do with anything because she didn't want to deal with like people online, I wouldn't ever mention her.
Yeah.
Like if she's like Elon Musk's fucking mum,
yeah,
she'll fucking be out there tweeting something, won't she?
Yeah.
She'll be going to Met Gala with me.
True. Yeah, you'd want to take your mum to the Met Gala. I'd do the same.
Yeah, and like you know, so it's,
that'd be cool. That'd be dope thing.
Do you know? I saw this one tweet from fucking Elon Musk's mum the other day about how she was bragging about her 14-year-old Elon Musk or some shit, telling her to invest in some stock. And him being unbelievably right, and him like she was scared because she wanted to sell it, and he was like, "No, stay." And I was just like, "This is the worst thing."
Yeah, well, cool. That's cool that he did it at 14, but like, I think his accomplishments now speak for it. So it's cool that he did that at 14.
yeah. I just thought it was just like a weird flex.
Yeah.
I hate people. I hate weird flexes.
Yeah, sometimes, and it usually comes from like parents about their kids.
That's
one thing I always want to talk about as well. When you go to like some sort of gathering and there's like a lot of people there with different ages, right?
Yeah.
And there's those parents that like you just hear majority of their conversation is revolved around how their kid is doing something and is like, oh, achieving so much, and it's like, I think it's cool if you mention it once and that's it. But bro, some people just like that's all they can talk about and it's. I
don't blame that. I don't have a problem with that. Because I understand a lot of people.
No, but it's like okay. It's the same shit as okay. I rock up to a gather now, and all I talk about is our podcast and how successful it's going.
Yeah, you do it.
That's a lie. You're lying on me, and that's so fucked up, bro. How dare you? How dare you? That's my integrity right here. I'm trying to be vulnerable with the people, and you're testing my integrity here.
Yeah, okay.
You know I'm a man of many conversations and many fucking...
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. You don't only talk about it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I've mentioned it before, you fucking idiot.
You don't fail to mention it.
Nah.
No, you don't fail to mention it.
It's because I'm proud of it, bro.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But there's some people that will come in and that's all they're talking about. They have, or for example, one thing I heard recently on another podcast was what they were talking about was guys that have no game in terms of like, when you get to a point where you're so rich that you're just buying chicks to come over. Yeah. And you have, when they're with you, it's like, what do you have to talk about? Like, and you're just bragging about your money and you're watching shit, and it's like, imagine that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can't. I guess. Like,
no. What I'm trying to say is, imagine just having one type of conversation.
Yeah,
like
I know.
Those people have about their kids.
But at the same time,
it's cool. That I respect what your kids have done all this stuff. But it's like, but you know what it is? It stems from. It's usually the people that I've noticed. It stems from people that in their lives they failed at that thing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And they push their kid onto that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm succeeding through my kid. I'm succeeding through.
I don't think
telling everyone that.
Okay, I don't think. Yeah, okay, I get the type of people you're talking about.
Yeah.
I understand that, definitely, because, like, okay, yeah.
I wasn't going in your life and you're obsessed with your kid succeeding. Because
yeah, and he's just like some AFL kid, like, scored 3 goals on the weekend. It's like,
you should see Brandon's mullet.
Yeah,
you should see when Brandon kicks those fucking goals. His mullet is the most beautiful thing I see on the pitch.
And it's just, I get those people, but I wasn't even thinking about those people. I was more so thinking, like, I understand it, like, if you've got a situation where...
My Brandon's got the biggest cock in the footy team, I know. I've seen the boys.
They all shower after the games.
Matty's a good second, but
that Matty's a good player. He's a good boy. He's a good player.
He's got a cock on him, but nothing like my Brandon.
You ever feel like copping a feel?
Mate, I'm not going to say it. I'm not proud, but maybe.
I was going to say, I understand a parent if like, especially like a parent that like, especially a mum who takes care of their kid for like 15 years and they've been
right.
Is proud of their son or daughter's achievements in whatever they've decided to do, and they brag about it.
Yes.
And because a lot of people sacrifice a lot of their lives.
Right. Okay.
And I also understand a lot of people who live a very average life. So majority of people live in the middle class,
right,
and the poor people,
right,
and a lot of people like that will work mental hours, then raise their kids. Don't have time to do their own things and will sacrifice their entire life to
but as a human being,
so I understand.
You've experienced enough in your life to be able to talk about other things.
Yeah, but if that's all you live, if you go to work every day, come home every day, take your kid to maybe practice some music lessons, do whatever, come home, cook, clean, go to sleep, next day, same shit. If you do that every day, you know what's one thing you want to talk, and your son's doing really well in one thing, your daughter's doing really well in one thing, you want to talk about them.
Okay, and guess what? That person has habits and schedule that they maintain over basically every day,
yeah.
Right? Same. I work, I bust wanks,
yeah,
and I make music.
Yeah.
But when you see me, do I just talk about porn stars?
First of all,
do I just talk about my work?
First of all,
and do I just talk about music?
First of all, if you only actually did those things and like you didn't have much of a choice, so if you didn't,
I don't.
No, you do.
I'm a slave.
No, you do have.
I'm a
lots of
slave.
Choice. You work 4 hours a day. You work 4 hours a day.
I'm a slave.
You work 4 hours a day, bro.
4 hard hours.
Yeah,
of physical
and
work.
it's incredibly easy.
And you'll
stuff.
never understand.
It's incredibly easy. Yeah, definitely. So,
because you're a little boy.
So in your case, 100%.
Yeah.
I would be able to talk about shit for days. In their case, no.
Okay, well, you know what, mate? We have different opinions, and my Brandon has got way bigger cock than your kid, so.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Because my cock.
You have an adult cock, buddy. What?
I think you just hate the middle class, bro.
Cock.
So you're the type of person. You're the type of person.
I hate the middle class?
Yeah. You're the type of person to get a bit of money and then just start shitting on people. Bro, this guy, I can't.
What else?
I think
my next segment. Are you ready?
No, you're the type of person.
Hold up.
No. You're the type of person.
Okay, say that.
To get super rich. And then you just forget where you came from.
Okay, I already forgot it. Go on. I forgot all my friends already.
You hate everyone. Well, I'm in the dust. You're like, who's that guy? You like spit on me?
When I see you on the street next to my house, I'll spit on you for sure. But that's a different story. And finally, you brought that up because listen to the next segment.
Yeah.
Some bad reasons that feed your ego that you're going to do with your money, regardless if you know they're bad for you, and possibly the other person. So, like, when you get a little bit of money, what we're talking about, right? Yeah. What will be some things that you will do that you know is a little bad, but you're going to do it regardless? Like, for example, like some people can go like, oh, when I get money, I'm just going to buy like guilty pleasures, like stupid shit, right?
Okay.
Like, for example, like mine, what I've written down was like going back to like see like girls that you like may have known in the past and just like, you know, driving past and be like, oh, go for a drive, you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Which is not good for either of you, because it's like, for her, it's like, oh my god, like that's amazing, and then you just fuck her off and you never talk to her.
I honestly don't know what I would do.
Well, for you, it's like you're just going back to the past. What's the point of that?
I would probably just like, I'll just go on holidays, like bare holidays.
But that's not guilty pleasure. Like that's
what I mean.
I
wouldn't do
that's not a
anything,
negative thing.
I wouldn't do anything negative. I don't get why they.
But it's like a spicy thing. You would have spice. You probably have a spicy thing. You probably like, you know, like
no, not anything that's actually.
You probably like
negative.
fucking, I don't know, but become a politician and end up like going to an island with kids and shit.
Yeah, after that though, that doesn't count.
But see,
No, but like
that's when you get
genuinely, I
I
would. Genuinely, I would. Well, I wouldn't. I don't think I would.
Okay, then I'll ask you another question. Would you use your influence to get pussy? So, like, for example, let's say you're at a show and the chick at the front fucking is a banger, right?
Like, okay, in what way am I using my influence? Like, am I
Because
going up and showing my Instagram?
You could be.
Am I going up and showing?
No,
like,
you fucking idiot. You're playing the show and she's watching you.
But if she's like,
yeah, but you
if
could
all
be,
I've got to do is
you could be a respectful man and be like, look, I know you're amazed by me, but you're just like you're not gonna coerce her into like fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like you're being respectful. You're not gonna fuck all your fucking fans. You know what I mean? Like,
if they're all bangers, I'd fuck them all.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
No, if they were just like bangers,
that's what I'm saying. This is with the money.
Wait.
It's not even about money.
Wait. So if like 4 girls came onto you after a show,
you think it's actually really healthy to fuck like heaps and heaps of fans that you don't know what the fuck's going on with their life. You don't know if they're married or not. What backlash they can have.
Couldn't care less if they're married. That's their choice.
Right, but let's say this is why I always think about it. Right, why I think about it is like, let's say you fuck some chick after a show, and you're just going out after and you're just chilling, and some guy walks into the club and just shoots you and you're dead. And you know why you're dead? Because you just fucked someone's wife and she never told you that she was his wife. But you just fucked a fan because it's another day of fucking a fan. Who cares?
Then I've fucked up. I don't think that would happen.
Oh, boom! There you go. But you don't know because people lie. People will lie. You think if fucking...
Okay, so what are you trying to say? Every time someone wants to fuck me, I have to be really cautious and be like, hold on a second.
People even sign contracts before they fuck people.
Then I'll sign contracts. I have contracts going.
Okay, just wondering. And I'm just saying that's a guilty pleasure.
I don't think that's a guilty
pleasure. Because you can be respectful, God.
I am respectful.
God.
If they say no, I'll no.
God, whatever they
if
say.
I don't get how that's a problem. Wait, how is that a guilty pleasure? I don't get like what's wrong with that? That's not like me going. No, that's not me spending my money in a negative way and going back to the old girls that I used to see back in my hometown, trying to fuck them over, home tune, and trying to fuck them, and trying to fuck them because they rejected me as a child. Why would I do that? That doesn't have any interest into me. But me fucking a girl because I think she's attractive. What?
No, but I'm saying you're using your influence and power for something guilty. Like, you could be doing way more other better things.
What if I want to do that in that specific time? I want to fuck this girl.
That's what I'm saying, but you're toxic, bro.
Like, what? I don't, bro. You're such a, you do.
Okay, this kind of involves this next thing as well. Not caring, but also caring, but because we have an audience. Not caring in what we fucking say or do, and not being role models as we probably are.
Well, we're not role models.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm
not. No, but you know when they say you get to a point
no, I don't get it.
That you have to be.
Nope.
You don't have to be, but you're kind of seen as one just because you have an audience.
Well, it's fake. That's fake.
People.
Yeah, no, but it's fake. I'm not a role model.
Well, you're not a role model. You don't choose to be a role model. People assign you as one.
Well, no, because realistically, right? If you don't want your kid to watch me, don't let your kid watch me.
Yeah, but for the people that are influenced by us, and then when I say caring what we say or what we don't say, like what's the like, you know, we like. There comes a time and a level where like, what if like us shitting on someone really badly can like really badly influence their life? Like, what do we have? What if I hurt someone's feelings? What if our fans are not feelings? No. What if our fans are very cultish, and then like they just like. They do what they did to.
Well, I wouldn't want them to be.
The LGBT community, what the LGBT community did to August Demers.
I think your cult fans are cultish if you endorse that. I don't think that's. I don't think we do. I don't think so. I don't think we're like negative people.
No, but we're cultish. Well, I want a cult.
I don't. So
I want us all to be in like.
See, my vibes are going to be all good.
Mine's going
to be happy vibes.
You know what our cult's going to be? It's going to
be... I'm excluding
you know what our cult's going to be?
I'm excluding myself from you right now.
You know what our cult's going to be?
You're saying, like...
spring cult.
You're talking to me like I'm part of this?
Cult. It's going to be a hot spring cult?
No.
And...
I'm not going to be it.
We're just going to have everyone just swim all the time.
I'm not going to be it.
Okay.
That's your cult. I'm nowhere near.
If you want to join the hot spring cult, call me at 0...
No, I don't. I think genuinely. I think if you've got a chat or a fan base that is like that, first of all, you can't blame a creator or someone who's doing something because of what someone might say in the comments of someone else. So like, if I say something bad about someone, or I say something about anyone in general, and then someone who watches me, who likes me, goes to them and goes, yeah, you're dumb, but he's actually like 13 and he doesn't actually understand anything, and he just calls it because he thinks, oh yeah, this guy's bad. Like, I don't have any control over that
But
kid.
would you feel responsibility if
No.
Someone killed themselves because of something you said?
I would feel like if they came out and said, I've killed myself because Jack...
In the letter, they legit wrote like...
Well, yeah, but that means I've obviously taken something too far.
Right, but what would you do?
I would be upset because of...
What would you do though, like to like redeem for that?
Kill myself.
Like, but it has to be a cool samurai way. And I'll be sitting here and you have to do it on the table. And you go, Hood!
I'd live stream
And
it.
then
I'd live stream it, it'd be a big event.
Yeah, it'll be dope.
I'd make money
and
from
then
it.
we'll have like Jack hologram for the rest of the time.
Yeah,
like me and the hologram.
And I think that's the only way I can really go out like that. I think.
Yeah.
So no, I think if I'd struggle if I made a comment about someone and I feel like we'd be in a world where, especially if it's someone else who's in the public eye, and they weren't pleased about it, they would normally. I think there would be some sort of like
Backlash.
Yeah, like he would say something and say, like, "Dude, I wasn't happy with that." Yeah. And if someone actually genuinely came to me and said, "Look, okay, this is actually the reason," I'd be upset. Probably, I'd be like, "Oh, sorry, man. Like, I didn't mean that."
50,000 on your head, that's disrespect.
Yeah, but
Yep.
but if it's just someone that I find it highly unlikely that I've just like bullied someone to kill
I don't
themselves.
find it highly unlikely.
I think that's very
I feel
unlikely.
like you're a very big bully.
Yeah, that.
And a lot of people say that.
Yeah, I'm
A
quite
person
menacing.
that I actually know quite like close to me actually.
Yeah.
Told me that she cried because you bullied her while we were playing a card game.
Oh yeah.
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 What card game? Uno?
No, it wasn't Uno.
Damn.
I don't want to give out any more information, but yeah.
Is this legit as well?
Yeah.
Oh, this is dope. That's
Yeah.
That's a giggle. Because I know that person's probably a bitch.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I definitely don't think I would have bullied someone. I probably would have made fun. And if
your
100%.
fun. See, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
your fun is someone else's different like level of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
It's your sometimes mine and your level of fun. See, that's why I feel like I'm more able to like become more of a chameleon in a situation.
Oh, 100%. I'll be my own world and I won't give a fuck.
Yeah, but like sometimes like when you do so, like it's funny to me because in the moment I know that other person's hurt more than you realize. Yeah. And you're like, oh, in your head it's like, oh, that's jokes. And I just see that person, I can see the teary eyes, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, but like I don't know why they should care about my opinion. That's why I see it that way. Because
it's not about opinion; it's about tone.
Yeah. No, but that is opinion though, because like
right, yeah.
Because if I've said something hurtful, right?
Mm-hmm.
You either think, okay, he's obviously either joking around, or he's just being a dick right now. Like that's the two things, right?
Which is usually the second.
Yeah, completely fair to say that. 100% cool. But like, to be fair, yeah, it will be sometimes.
No, but it is what it is.
But
I'm just saying, it's funny because at that time I didn't really feel like it was really. I didn't feel like what was said was that far. It was just. It was the way it was delivered.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was more of a repetition of things.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you off the pod after.
Hey, cool. I'm gonna actually off the pod though. I want to guess who it is first.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There's two more serious things that I wanted to ask, and then we can probably go Sunday Select.
Yeah.
The first thing was, what do you define as success in podcasting?
I think just a reoccurring audience.
Okay.
That's all.
And give me your projection of what you'd say is successful to you. What would you be happy with our audience being at, or?
I don't have any like levels of things because I think it's all like I think first of all it's all exponential anyway, and it's stupid like that.
Like, yeah, but I'm saying like what is success to, like I understand like a recurring audience, but like what a recurring audience of 20 people is success to someone at some level, but like I'm saying, what will you define as now we're a successful podcast?
I don't know. So what number is like the number?
No,
because that's what it is.
It could be something as simple as we start selling merch, and that's not a number.
I think I think
It could be a catalyst, a moment.
I think
you know?
I think people I guess just having a sense of community. I guess that will be what it is.
Where our podcast starts becoming integrated with people's comments and
like there's jokes there and people know there's
continue there's on previous episodes because you sometimes forget but they don't.
Yeah. Like you've said something that just continues. I think that will be probably it. I imagine.
That girl said about you saying like.
I mean, I think that could literally, you could probably watch a 1 minute clip of me and I've probably said it 27 times. Yeah. So I don't think that has anything.
I'm saying, you know what I'm, that's the first. But okay, so you're saying basically a community.
Yeah. Because I mean, technically, you could say we have a type of that on TikTok because there are people that come back and there definitely people that watch every video.
In terms of the fact that it's a podcast, I would define it only being a community when it starts being a community on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Or
I was just saying like that's. Yeah.
Should we start a Discord?
I mean, we can, but I don't know how to even work Discord. I'm so like it.
Well, you just create like a.
Yeah, no, I just don't. Yeah, you can control it.
And then we talk to people.
Yeah, you can.
That wouldn't be bad. Maybe we'd get people actually like. Even if
we can be with the gamers. Like, we can be with the gamers.
Just we can.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good because it's a good crossover with the Twitch, anyways.
Yeah. We should probably not be playing Rocket League as well because probably no one's watching Rocket League.
Yeah, but I love Rocket League.
I know.
You know what I mean? And fuck what people. You want to? I wouldn't want to be unless we found something extra fun again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be playing anything else because
I get what you mean.
Until we get to if we get to a point where people actually like watching us play video games and they're like, try this and try that. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But we're at a point where we're just starting up, and I'd rather be playing something that I enjoy than being like,
100%.
Let's fucking. I get to your house and you're let's play
Apex Legends.
Whoa, bro! I didn't fucking hate on Apex Legends. I like Apex.
Isn't it really popular still?
Yeah. Or if you were like, let's play Minecraft, I'll be like, okay.
Yeah. Nah, yeah.
We'll do what's. I always remember them. ScumCast.
Oh yeah.
ScumCast, ScumCast. I don't know, bro.
Maybe Minecraft's a blow up.
And we like those two guys.
Yeah. You kind of remind me of Lewis.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, and then the other question was,
so many questions.
What would be one thing that you could change about this podcast if you just
could?
Okay, cool. Thanks. Thank you for listening. I'll be leaving from today.
I think the setting, like I reckon, like really, like in terms of like I reckon we could probably do more in terms of.
I've said the lights. There's little fairy lights if we got.
Yeah, but like I reckon just even more just like regularly splicing it up, like regularly, like sort of thing, like splicing up more. But also I just think, for me personally, I think I need to be more planned.
That's why I thought. That's the thing that I thought so recently as well. That's why I've been writing way more notes.
It's more so I've just like had probably the busiest like period of life I've ever had.
I just base it on if I just think of something random, I just note it down in my notes.
Yeah, which was what I used to be, but which is what I used to be. I just haven't been.
Rather than sitting down, and I feel like that day. When I did just sit down for 10 minutes and was like, okay, let me just think of a few segments that I wanted to
I don't think about it that way though as well.
I just did it for it was like a 5-10 minute exercise.
Yeah.
I was like,
I can find them if I really go through it. But I should realistically just be
I think I've just started doing it more so just because every day I've been writing like 3 pages in like verses every day.
Yeah.
And so just writing.
Do things come up in that?
Huh?
The things come up in
sometimes.
That? Like sometimes you'll be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll say a funny verse and I'm like, that'll be kind of, it'll be like a good like perspective to come to. I think one thing that I would hope would change sooner would be if we. I don't want to be segmented, but I wish we had another continuing segment, just like we had, just like we have Sunday Select.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind like something like that where we
just spice it up, and it'll be something like I'd want it to be something maybe even more a bit left field.
Yeah. No, something that like wouldn't mind something like that. That is like something that someone else isn't doing.
Yeah.
So we could even like cut that out and use it as its own thing and make it its own like little thing.
Yeah, because I was thinking like I feel like we should be because I feel like me and you we've gotten better at being a bit more like skit-ish, like where we do like voices. Yeah. But I don't feel like we go into enough full fucking like skit mode like we do usually when me and you would just be like walking around. in your house or some shit.
Yeah, it can, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like I feel like just before when we were in the house, we were just doing the fucking. Sometimes when we're just doing the fucking.
Yeah, well, that's also like weirdly other different conversation where you have to just let random shit flow.
Right.
That means you're not having a conversation about anything.
Right. But
right. Like
No, but it also stems from us having a conversation about something, and then once one keyword is said, or for example, a slip up. You know what I mean? Like one of us says something in a weird way, and then we go. I
do think as well for someone who's watching, I think the one thing they would say is that we change topics like it's nobody's business.
Yeah.
And we talk about 27 different things for like 2 minutes rather than like having an actual topic about something.
Right.
So I think that will be one thing.
Well, wouldn't that be research? We'd have to go and research topics as well.
Not really. I think it's more so like we maybe probably just sometimes skim the surface of a lot of things without actually going into it.
I think I'm gonna try to start researching things a bit more, like topics that I have. Like I might just go into a bit more depth because I feel like
if I don't come here and you've got space facts for me next week.
No, it's not even about facts. I just think I'm just trying to think constantly about what else can I do to change the podcast? Like not change the podcast, but like if I'm just thinking about podcasting as a skill, right?
Yeah.
You know how like when you're playing football, you start playing first of all, and you start kicking the ball in a specific way that they told you, and then you randomly start learning that there's different ways that you could hit a ball, right?
Yeah.
And naturally, sometimes you just do shit randomly, right?
Yeah.
You pick up on it and you integrate it. With podcasting, it's like we're sitting down. Yes, there's like things that you could do that I've seen in other podcasts, like segments, or like they bring up stories, or they have other people interact or whatever. But I'm saying in what other ways can you really like skill up? You know, in podcasting, that's what I keep thinking about.
I think it gets to a point where
up?
it's all innovation, and it's just like doing things that people aren't doing.
Right.
That's what I think most of it is.
And I feel like with any skill at the beginning, you sort of imitate people in some sense. You know what I mean? Like not.
I don't.
You don't imitate people like consciously. It's a subconscious thing. You know what I mean? Like when you try a skill at first, you're gonna be like, for example, when you start making music, the music usually start making.
I'll give you an example, right? I'll give you the best. I'll give you the best example, right? Fortnite.
Yeah.
Is the biggest game ever, right?
Right.
In terms of what it did and like this weird thing it did in terms of like everyone was obsessed with it.
Right.
It copied PUBG.
Right.
And then just made it a cartoon.
Right, cartoonish and made it more accessible. Like,
yeah. So they did something new,
right,
which was something that's never been done.
Yeah.
But they completely ripped off a game.
Yeah.
And
well, they didn't rip off a game. They ripped off a genre.
Yeah.
Which is that wrong though?
No, it's not. But like but that's what you have to do.
Right.
You have to be in a place where you're doing something, and you have to do something completely that nobody else is doing.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to say is, where do we differentiate?
That's what we have to do.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. That's
I'm not just going to come up with the idea. Look, if I came up with the idea, we would have been doing it. I would have said it to you. I wouldn't be saying it on this podcast right now. I'll be telling you like before.
But what individualize, other than the fact that obviously we are individuals ourselves, what individualizes? Like what actually are some aspects that you would say that make us unique and that we would go towards? Like for example, if you just look behind us, it's like some of these things in somewhat way represent us. Right.
I think we're probably a type of person that I think is kind of rare. So I'm trying to think of the job. I guess it's kind of like the Yeah,
but like what would be the right thing for us to integrate? Because it's like imagine me and you just integrate like reacting to this. You know what I mean? Like
damn, that was on my list.
But do you know what I'm saying? Like, what do we even that brings up?
Yo, guys, today
we're
watching the third season of Rick and Morty, episode 2, where Rick says "wubba dub dub."
Yeah. We're reacting to the Tetris World Cup,
and we just sit there and say nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what makes?
I'm just laughing at the. I was saying nothing. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. Yeah, no, I think that's it. I don't really have anything else, and I can't think of anything that makes.
So you don't want to react to anything? There's nothing you want to react to, bro?
I want to react to.
Should we just start making reaction videos on YouTube and just stare at the computer?
I feel like we do give funny reactions in some sense.
No, we just stand there sit there like this.
Or it's like we call it the jerk off hour, and we just wank while we react to just anything. Like you just put on like.
You can do that by yourself.
A cooking show.
You can do that by yourself.
We just bust.
You can do that by yourself.
Okay. My Sunday select is Satisfaction by Sir.
Fair enough. Mine, I actually don't even know what mine would be.
Bro, you got 2 phones, one on record and one for your...
And one for the hoes. What have I been listening to? It's a
Pink Guy.
what's the newest gym ad that I've had that I've probably been listening to? Even then, I'm like, no. I've actually not been listening to much music this week, which is kind of hard to say a song. I guess okay. I was listening. That's the last the other day. So Jerk It Out by the Caesars.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you for
Classic.
watching,
For all the people that know, fucking banger.
Peace.